Hi folks, you have seen that we have created all the Terraform files using Amazon Q Developer. And now what we are going to do is we are going to run Terraform initialization, which means we are initializing the working directory. We're going to download necessary provided plugins, modules, and setting up the backend for storing our infrastructure state. After that, I'm going to run Terraform plan. Terraform plan would be to create a dry run, determining what actions are necessary so as to achieve the desired state. So as you can see on screen, we are going to add ALB, RDS endpoint, to WordPress servers with public DNS and IP address mentioned on screen. Now I'm going to do is Terraform apply. Terraform apply will be execution of the state. We are going to create the resources. The moment I say yes, it will be accepted to approve and it will start creating resources. Soon you would be able to see VPC is getting created, followed by Internet Gateway, then 2 public subnets, 2 private subnets, route table public 1 and 2, security group for ALB and EC2 instance, database instance. The approximate creation time would be around 3 minutes. We'll wait for the resources to get completed till then. The load balancer and the database instance will take time. As of now, 20 seconds elapsed. It may take around 2 minutes, 20 seconds. So let's wait till then. Say around 1 more minute. We would be waiting for it to get created. I've created this entire Terraform files using Amazon Q Developer. You can also try it out. And it's just all about prompts, how we write it. I understood there are a sequence of commands, which is like I need to initialize, plan, and then apply. And later, obviously, we need to destroy the resources. So there is a command which is destroy. Almost on the verge of completion in few seconds. And you can see ALB is completed. Database instance is also created. It should be soon shown. Yep. Load balancer listener is there. Okay, database instance is almost on the verge and it's also completed now after 3 minutes, 26 seconds precisely. Now we are going to read the user data and we are going to install LAMP stack. So once that's done, we are going to copy the WordPress files and when there's an IP address, if we hit /wp-admin, it should be able to show us the WordPress setup. As you can see, apply complete, resources, 24 resources were created. Now, out of those resources created, 2 public IP addresses, I'm hitting on one of the IP addresses and it's not responding. It says the site cannot be reached. So ideally, we need to wait for a certain amount of time for the EC2 to be spinned up. User data, which is running for the first time when you're bootstrapping your EC2 instance at that particular point of time. So let's wait for a few odd minutes more. I'll do some quick refreshes meanwhile. We would be trying out both the IP addresses just to see if we can access application from both IP addresses. As a part of troubleshooting, I'll try with HTTP precisely and followed by the IP address. I'm expecting Apache default server page to load, and which has loaded now perfectly fine, which means at least the server is up and running. Now I'll try to see whether the WordPress files are copied to this particular path or not. It says not found. So basically it's still work in progress. Let's wait for some time. Trying it again. Trying with WP-admin, which is a postfix I'm adding for the dashboard of WP-admin, administrator dashboard URL. I'm trying whether if I would have mentioned /WordPress path, but then I remember it's not, so perfectly fine. So the path is there, exactly there. It's just a matter of few minutes. The URL should be up and running. Voila, finally, it's done. You're able to see we have landed on WP installation page. The path was same, right? Since we are configuring WordPress for the first time, you're seeing the setup page. I'm going to mention Catalyst HQ as the site title name, username as Shashank. I'll take the password which is generated on screen. I'll hide it as of now and take this up. I'm adding s@s.in as email address, requesting no SEO crawlers to be allowed, and the WordPress installation is happening. Once done, we are logging in with our credentials, and then I am going to create a page which is there on the left-hand side menu. Add a new page. Going to select a template, default one. Yep. So I'll select a non-fancy, the first page itself. Adding the title Hello World. Adding some body of the post. We created a 3-tier application, WordPress CMS, content management app, on AWS using Terraform and Amazon Q prompts. So using Amazon Q Developer, we just did this much. So all you need is an idea that I want to do something like this. Ask Amazon Q to help you out. And it allowed me to, dive deep into the world of Terraform there. I'm hitting the publish and now I'm hitting that particular URL. See, the content is getting loaded. Now I want to see whether I can access from another IP address also. Alternatively, you can hit even the load balancer. It's working perfectly fine. So now I'm checking out on another IP address. We'll copy the path and we'll try it out. Again, it's working, which is perfectly fine. So since everything is up and running now, your CMS is running, which is dynamic, and content is getting loaded. Now it's time to kill all the resources we have created so far. So we'll run the command, which is Terraform destroy, and it will start refreshing the state. It will ask me, do you want to destroy the resources you have created so far? And as you can see, it will start destroying these resources. The deletion of resources will begin. We'll wait for a certain time until all the 24 resources will get destroyed. It is showing minus sign, which means we are going to delete these resources which were commissioned by us in the past. I'll say yes, and the deletion will begin. So once a deletion will begin, when I say yes, what we will be do is what we'll be doing is we'll go and check out all those IP addresses and we'll verify that whether those IP addresses are accessible or not. And they won't be accessible, which means safe to say all the resources are destroyed. So just waiting for a few odd more minutes. All I had to type was yes, and I was away briefly for a minute here. Finally, I typed yes. Destruction of resources begin, which will take around some good time. So basically, we're destroying all the resources we had created, 24 resources. The database is now getting destroyed, still under destruction. We'll wait for a few more minutes. One of the best commands for me is always to create and then lastly destroy. By the way, if you have created a new AWS account and you have only these resources there, if you don't want to do Terraform, destroy, and you want to nuke all the resources you have commissioned on AWS to avoid any billing, then look up for how to nuke resources using CloudFormation template. By doing so, you'll wipe out all the resources what you had created alternatively, and it's fun to see it in action. But a disclaimer, do not run it on your development and production environment. It will delete all the resources which were commissioned, not only by this template, but created by you earlier as well. Right. So that's a good disclaimer I'm giving you well in advance. Run Terraform destroy only to destroy the resources which you created now. And if you feel that you're still scared, or if you have only this demo account where you have created resources for demo purpose, you can run Terraform. You can run that nuke thing, and you can ensure doubly that all the resources are wiped out, which means you won't incur a single, uh, you know, bill there by keeping the resources on. That's the intent. Clean up precisely. Cleaning up is very important. Still destroying. We'll wait for a few odd minutes. Still some more time. Feel free to follow the timestamps if they are created on the YouTube videos so that you understand when the resources are destroyed. You can skip directly there. And if you're watching, happy to see you hanging here. It's always good to have some company. Now, just few more seconds. We are almost on the verge of completion, waiting for the resources to be killed, and just validating it would be the part. Likewise, I said, what we have created, destroy it now. Tomorrow never comes, and let's avoid unwanted billing on your AWS account. Okay, the database destruction finally done. Restore resources deleted. VPC got deleted. It got deleted in similar fashion the way it got created, right? Reverse. First was VPC, last was VPC here, which means all the components of VPC are being deleted. And now all we will do is we are going to test by hitting those IP addresses whether they're responding or not, right? This is to validate whether the resources got killed really. So I'll refresh both the IP addresses. The very first one is also not responsive. The second one is also not responding, right? To doubly validate that, we'll copy the link, we'll go into incognito and once again try it out. Heading to incognito, pasting the link, trying it out, and hola, we are done. It's not there, it's not responding. Safe to say that all EC2 instances and other resources which you had commissioned using Terraform, they are destroyed.